A very good morning to my dear computer students. Let us continue our concept of 2D list along with the practical so that you may better understand the concepts. So beta, today we'll be starting up traversing a 2D list. So what do you mean by traversal? We have used this term a number of times before that also. Traversing means processing the elements or visiting up the elements of the list one by one. Okay, so if we want to process the list, we need to create a list first. In the previous lecture, we have created a list on the system also. You have seen the practical implementation of it. So now we will be learning up to process that list once, to visit each element of that list once, and we will print those elements also. Okay, so for that we will be in need of the previous program, and we will be continuing the same means in continuation to this topic. Okay, so let me tell you the topic, explain this topic of traversal of 2D list first, and then we'll be doing the practical implementation. So once you have entered the list like this, you have seen that we have entered the list. In this way we have created a list. Okay, so once this list has been created, what we will do, we will traverse the elements of the list. Traversing, I told you, traversing means to visit the elements of the list one by one, right? So what we are trying to do now, so we will need the both together so that we may see how they are working. Okay, so before traversal we need to create this type of list. So it has already been created. Now we will see what we are trying to do. We are just printing the elements that we will be entering into this list, and to give it in a better outlook, to present it in a better outlook, we'll be taking help of different print statements, so that you may know how this particular statement is looking like when we are executing in a formatting way. Okay, so here we will be, again, firstly the entry will be done, and then afterwards you will be processing up again with the help of for loops. Okay, so this is just to add whatever user friendliness we want to add in the program. So it will print list created is this. Once the list has been entered, now we are going to print it with the help of the traversal technique. So list created is this, so it will print list. This type of square bracket will come. Then we will process, like we have entered using the concept of nesting of for loops, we will use the same concept to print the elements also. So we are giving the /t. /t is basically used to add 5 spaces together so that proper spacing could be seen. So we are using this /t, and we are adding up this bracket. Okay, so that we may know that here the list is beginning and here it is ending up. Okay, so when the first row get entered, and when the first row elements columns, this is for the execution of the first row, and this is for the execution of the columns of this particular first row. Okay, so we are just printing it out, nothing we are doing. We are giving a print command so that elements inside this list will get printed out. Okay, so let me run this so that you may have an idea how it will work. So okay, let me remove it, and now I'll be running. So again it is asking me the number of rows and columns, okay, that I just want to add inside this list. So I am taking up the number of rows and columns that I want to enter. So I just want a list of 4 rows and 3 columns. 4 rows and 3 columns each. Okay, so now I'll be entering in total 12 elements. So first element, second element, third element. Okay, so now here the first here the first row has been completed and I have started the second row. Okay, this is my third row. Here comes my fourth row, and that's it. So here you can see we are print means we have created a 2D list first and then we have printed it. Okay, so in this way the list will look like. So this is the first row, this is the first row, you can see this is the second row, third row, fourth row. So in this way you will get the output. See, by default it is being stored inside the memory like this, but we have given it a formatted look. Okay, you can see this type of formatting was given in the program. Add this list is equal to this, so it has been printed here, and we have given that each row, before it starts each row this should be there, so it is there, and before it is going to end the first row it should be printed this. So every time it is printing these type of square braces because we have given, otherwise it will look like this, and we have given a /t so that a particular spacing can be put inside it. Okay, so in this way we can definitely print a 2D list in a formatted way. Now I just like to discuss the other concept of it. Okay, so let me come to a book. So this was a traversal. So now you can see if you want to access different elements of the list. Why I was showing you the output parallelly, so you can understand. See, this is my first row, first column, element is 2. Okay, so this is my first row and first column, element is 2, and this is my first row, second column, element is 3. Okay, and this is my first row, third element is 4. Okay, if you can you tell me the index of this particular? According to this, you can see it is 2 0. You can see the index of this particular element is 2 0, right? This is the third row and first element. So why it is mismatching third row first element? Because the list and list rows and column, they always start with 0 0 by default, right? So that is why if we talk about this particular element, so what will be the index of it? You can see, although this is the third row and third column, but how it will be indicated? 2 2, index 2 2 will indicate this particular element, right? So in this way you can read and notify, right? So now let me come to the book only, where we can discuss more concepts. So in the same line you can read the index and you can get the element from the particular list. Okay. Okay, so now next topic is how to store the two-dimensional list, means how the 2D dimensional list is stored inside. So actually one important thing you must take care and keep it in mind, that in Python variables are not like the storage containers. Okay, they are not storing the values there. Like in C++, when we initialize a variable, why we are initializing it? So that it may store a particular value inside it. But in Python it is not like that. They are not storage containers, rather they store or point to the address where the value is actually stored. Okay, so if I am writing the index 0, okay, it is a one-dimensional list. Okay, so if I am pointing the index 0, it is not containing any value, it is just pointing to a place where this value is being stored. Okay, so this is very important point. So you can see if TDL is a list variable, okay, and if it is going to contain two lists like this, so the values are not being stored directly here. So you can see this is the 0th index of this list, this is the first index of this list, and this 0th index is not storing these values like this in the memory. How it is pointing out? See, when this 0 will point to a location where all these values are stored, and this 1 will point to the locations where all these values are stored. How it will be stored like this? You can see with the help of diagram also. So when this id1 is being referred, okay, so id1, this is id1, this is id2, okay. So how this id1 is referring to, it is storing the index 0 and 1 also, okay. This 0 is indicating to this particular list, okay, and this 1 is indicating to this particular list. Fine. So it will point to a location where these values are stored. So it is not like that on this particular 0 0 location this 3 is stored. No, this 0 0 is pointing to somewhere where the value of these particulars are stored, okay. So they are not the storage containers, they are just pointing, okay. So this 0 is pointing to this location where this is being stored, and this 1 is pointing to this location where these are being stored, okay. So just keep this thing in mind, and he's explaining the same with the help of another example, so you can study this example as well. So if you are going to store the values, so just like it is a different notification, like it here it was saying id1, so now it is not saying id1, it is saying a particular address. Now you are pointing to this address, and this address is further giving a reference to this address where the values of it will be there, okay. So they are not directly pointing to the values, they are pointing to the locations. Like this 0 is pointing out to id2, but id2 you are knowing na id2, okay, but id2 is actually on this address, so it is pointing to this address, and 1 is pointing to this address, okay. This is the address, you can see this 1 is pointing to this address, that is referring to id3, right. And this id3 here directly values are not being stored, so this 0 is pointing out to 6, and 6 is stored here, right. Similarly this 2 is pointing id3, 2 is pointing out to this location, and where this 5 is stored actually here. So like that the values are being stored, okay. So they are not storing the values inside it directly, but they are pointing out to those values, okay. So this is the concept it is explaining here. Now the next topic comes slicing of two-dimensional lists. So what do you mean by slicing of two-dimensional list? As we have read the concept of slicing in chapter 2 also, same concept is here applied, but here we are referring to means nesting of list. We are having multiple lists inside a list, so how to take out slices of this particular type of list, 2D dimensional list. So in this way we will write, okay, like see what this colon and 2 indicates, that whatever the list you are having, so this is the list, okay, and it is a 2D list where we can have 1 2 3 and 4, there are 4 rows. See this, the same I have shown you, okay. So the list I have just created, you can see 4 cross 3, okay. I have used this list on the same principle so that we may obtain different outputs for it, okay. So you can see this was a 1 2 3 4 rows, and how many columns in each list? 1 2 and 3. So there are 4 rows, 1 2 3 4. We have just seen that these lists, okay, they are being stored in the form of rows. So 1 2 3 4 rows, and how many column in each row? 1 2 and 3. So here in this example you can see that 4 rows and 3 columns, so they were represented like this only, okay. So this first row is coming like this, second row like this, third row like this, fourth row like this. So there are 4 rows inside this 2D lists, okay, and every row contains 3 columns. I hope it is understandable, okay. So now we will be trying out different ways to get output according to the values the user is passing. So list colon 2 means it can start from any of it will start from the 0 only, and it can take input which is less than 2. 2 is also not included. See, this is referring to 0th element, this is the first element, this is the second element, this is the third element, okay. So when we are giving the input like this, so it will print 0 and 1, okay, it will not print these two, Okay, so first two rows will get printed when we are giving input like this. So let us try executing it on our list. So I'll be implementing it in the interpreter only. So for that I am writing, see, the name of the list is LST. Okay, and now I am starting up the square brackets, space, then colon, and then I'll be giving 2. Okay, and then I'm closing it. So when I'll be putting enter, you can see only the first 2, 0, 1, they are being printed. I told you, explained you here, that when we are giving this, it is just printing the first two lists. Okay, this and this similar output we are getting here. So when I'm giving this element, so it is printing the first two lists only. Okay, now next is if you are giving the input like this, list 2 means it should start from 2 and go till end. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, so it will start printing from here, second and third will get printed. So this is the output. So let me now execute the same here. So I'll be writing out list and then square bracket I'll be putting, and then I'm writing 2 and then colon, and then I'll be leaving a space and then square brackets. Now I'll be putting enter. So you can see 0 and 1 are not included, these indexes, so it is just printing second and third. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. So now let me take another example. So here what is being done, so here we are saying ki start from 2 and move till end. Okay, like this only, and from whatever output you are getting this, usme se what we need to do, ignore the last one and take the previous one. So if we'll ignore the last one, so only this we will get as output, only this. So it is the third index, right? So we were told ki start from 2 and go till end. Okay, so it will start from here and it will go till end. And what else we are saying ki leave the last one. So these two were there and we are leaving the last one, so we'll get only this as output. So let us implement this also. So for that I am giving L should be capital na, LST, then square brackets, then it will be 2 colon, then space, square bracket, and then I'm saying just print the space and colon and 1. Okay, so this is the output, only this one I'm getting. Okay, leave the last one and just take it. Fine. So this is all about this chapter, and your chapter 8 is complete here. Do revision of it and implement the concepts in practical also. Thank you so much.